This stuff was not cheap. It's tiny! Ooh. Okay, and I'm just gonna go around the... You know what, guys? I'm going to do a little experiment in this video. I'm going to switch my phone onto airplane mode, so if anybody tries to message me during this video, they won't be able to. Hang on, I said that I was going to switch it to airplane mode and I've just switched the volume off. That is not what I meant to do. Let's put it on airplane mode, turn off my Bluetooth, turn off my Wi-Fi, and see if that helps with the crackling mic issues. If it doesn't and my mic still makes weird noises in this video, then I think it's the cable. But I was doing some research and I think it could be the interference from my phone. I don't know. It's really strange. Anyway, hi. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing good. Today I'm going to be testing About Face, which is Halsey's makeup brand. She announced this back in... When did she even announce this? When did I order this stuff? You know what? I can't even remember. It was that long ago. Basically, if you are completely unaware and unfamiliar, Halsey is a singer. She's a musician. She's amazing. I think she's great. She announced that she was launching a makeup brand of her own and everything was on pre-order. So you could pre-order stuff and then she said that stuff will be shipped out in February. So I ordered this stuff on the 26th of January 2021. Oh no, wait, that's just when it was shipped. When did I actually put in the order? That's the question. The 5th of January 2021 is when I ordered all of this stuff and it arrived a few days ago and I'm filming this on the 23rd of February. So it took a couple of weeks to get here to the UK and I'm going to break down all the prices and everything. There were some particular products on the website that didn't really interest me, but the ones that did, I ordered and let's test them and give my honest thoughts. Also as well, I have got foundation on already. You can probably tell that. I used the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac foundation in the shade 30. I think I used the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer under my eyes and on blemishes. I used the Sosu contour stick and then I used the Mama Mitchell liquid blush, which is like the peachy toned one. And then in my eyebrows, I've got the No. 7 tinted brow gel and then my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. That is what I've got going on my face at the moment. I do actually quite like how the packaging came. It was very simple. Most of the products come in these individual... What are these called? I don't even know what these are. What is this called? Like a packet, I guess. It kind of reminds me of like space food. And I think a lot of people kind of criticize Halsey being like, oh my god, we don't need another celebrity makeup line. But to be honest, like... If you're a celebrity, if you were a celebrity, like a singer or something, and you really enjoyed the makeup side of things, just because you're a singer or like an actor or whatever, does that then mean you can't be interested in makeup? Like, I don't know. I know that these people aren't experts, but then also as well, like loads of influencers, whatever, like YouTubers and stuff are also not experts and they've released products with brands. So I don't really see what the difference is. And I think you can still enjoy makeup and know enough about it and like what colors work nicely together and what sort of products you would want to put on your face. I'm sure as a celebrity, she's, you know, had her makeup done loads of times, probably done her own makeup. I think you can still be interested in it without being an expert, if that makes sense. And it's not like, you know, she's sitting in a room by herself mixing up all the formulas herself. She's obviously gonna have a team of people behind her that work with her on it. So I don't really see the big issue with celebrities launching makeup lines. I think if a lot of people were in their position, like, would you not do it? If you had the opportunity to make a makeup brand and make some cool products, you would be like, yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, as long as they're not like selling like crappy products for really expensive prices and scamming people, then I don't see a problem with making nice makeup products. But I will say on that note, this stuff was not cheap. I spent a total of $158.69. The shipping was $40. However, that did include the kind of customs and taxes and stuff. I got 6 products. One of them ended up being free because they had a special offer on the website where I think if you spent over a certain amount, you could pick a free eyeshadow stick. So I did that, which was worth $21. So the products that I went for, I got one of the Light Lock stick highlighters. I got a Light Lock powder highlighter because I thought I would test both of these. I got a pearly shadow stick, which is the one that was free. I got one of the matte paint it lip colors. I got a matte fix it lip pencil. So I got 2 lip products. And then the final thing I got is the matte fluid eye paint. So she did have like quite a mix of stuff and there were quite a few different shades and things, which is good, nice to see. And there is a range of models with different skin tones on her website, which is nice to see. So you can kind of see like how they perform in different skin tones, which is definitely helpful. Let's crack open the boxes. Interestingly, with the ones that are in boxes, they've got these little like pull tabs which you can pull to rip the box open, but they also have a regular lid. So I'm just gonna use the regular lid. So I've gone for the Light Lock stick in the shade Greek Tragedy. Oh my god, that just reminds me of that song by the Wombats that it went viral on TikTok. You're running late with half your makeup on. That just describes me. Greek Tragedy by the Wombats. This is actually quite a lot smaller than I was expecting. Like, it's very diddy. I don't know, I just thought it would be a bit bigger. And the packaging is this mirrored and pink kind of thing. I'm not the biggest fan of the packaging of this, and this is the amount that you get in the tube, so you don't get tons, which, I mean, fair enough if it was a bit cheaper, but it's quite expensive. So let's do a little swatch. Oh, okay, that actually went like really creamy. All right. It actually feels like the type of cream highlighter that you might be able to just draw straight onto your face. You know, sometimes they can be quite hard. This is literally like, woo. And then the powder highlighter looks like this. I went for the shade This Bliss. Wait, why is it all scratched? That was not me. I didn't scratch it. It's all scratched. Can you kind of see what I mean? I don't know if you can see that or if it's picking up on camera, but it's kind of scratched. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the packaging with this, if I'm being completely honest. Like, it just, I don't know. I think it makes it look cheaper than it is. It does have a mirror in here though, which is good. This one does look quite pale, and oh, it feels very soft. It almost looks a little bit green, which worries me slightly. It seems like a sort of greeny gold, or maybe not green, but it's a very sort of yellow gold. Maybe that will change when I put this on my face. Okay, let's do the cream on one side. And let's do the powder on the other side. Just very quickly gonna powder this area just here. And then I guess I'm gonna just try going straight onto my face with this, because it really feels like it's creamy enough to do that. I don't even really know if you can see it that well. Let's try getting some on my finger and then putting it on my face. It's definitely there, but it's quite a subtle glow, which I actually think for this type of product is quite nice, because it's seeming to just kind of melt in with my foundation, which is really what you want. It does feel quite slippery. It's definitely much more of a natural glow, but I do think it is quite pretty. And to be honest, that has blended into the rest of my makeup with absolutely no problems at all. It hasn't removed my foundation, even when I just drew this straight onto my face. So I do actually think the formula of this is quite nice. I rarely get on with cream liquid highlighters. I've definitely got better with cream products recently, but I don't know, I think that was pretty easy to use actually if you do like cream products. And it looks pretty decent so far. $25 though. That's a lot for a little highlighter like this. And to be fair, like if I compare this to a Colourpop cream highlighter, this has got 4.2 grams of product. The Halsey one has got 4.8. So I think it just looks like less product because it is in a stick. Whereas if you were to actually kind of melt this down and put it into a pan, it probably would feel something like this. But again, this is like what, $6? This is 25, so and I think I would prefer Colourpop actually. Shall we see what happens if I put a little bit of this over the top of it, and then I will also put this by itself on this cheek after I've powdered. So I'm just taking some of the powder highlighter, which does feel pretty smooth, and I'm just going over the top of that with it. Yeah, like I said, it's a very yellowy gold sort of colour, which isn't my favourite. I prefer it to be a bit more of like a neutral champagne. So it does sort of look like a stripe, especially when I've applied it just over the top of that. So I'm just going to powder the rest of my face, and then I will try the powder highlighter on my other cheek where I've got no other product. So let me just do that now. I did just slightly powder over that and you can still see it, but it really does just look like a stripe on my face. Bit of bronzer, bit of blush. I am just going to add a little bit more of that powder highlighter because I did just powder over the top of everything. And let's try and like really blend it and work it into my skin. Other side. I mean, it is pretty, but it's not blowing me away. And I think especially for the price, for example, I think Ofra highlighters are around the same sort of price. Okay, wow, I've just checked. I thought that this powder highlighter was $20. It's $30. I'm sorry, but for me, this is not worth $30. I'd much rather get an Ofra highlighter, which I think is $27. And they're a lot more pigmented than this, and they kind of blend into your skin a bit nicer. It is quite nice. I will just give you a close-up shot in a sec, but it's just not like, it's not blowing me away, you know? It's not really smoothing over my skin. I feel like it's kind of emphasizing texture a little bit. Let's just put some on my brow bone. Actually, there's probably not much point in that because I am going to be putting an eye base on in a minute, but whatever. And I'm gonna put some down my nose, inner corners. So this is what the highlighter is looking like on my skin. Like you can see, it is pretty and it definitely gives a nice glow, but it's just not blown me away. I don't know, I was kind of hoping that for the price it would just give me a bit more than that, you know? So next up I'm gonna do the lip products just because my lips are feeling really bare, and then I will finish with the eyes. For the lip products, I've gone for the lip pencil in the shade Cradled and the matte lip paint in the shade Ask Nicely. I thought there was going to be like a little tab bit, like normally they put a little bit in it where you can easily tear it, but there's none of that, I don't think. Is there? Am I being stupid? No. I need some scissors. I don't have any scissors. Oh yeah, I do. I like the look of this. The packaging is very simple but very effective. That looks really nice. It's just matte and in the shade of the colour. I really like the look of that actually. That looks like a really nice looking lip pencil. And okay, for a second there I thought it was a twist up one because it's got this little bit on the end, but I don't think it is. I think you do just have to sharpen it. So lip liner, let's give it a swatch. Oh, that actually feels really creamy. Really creamy actually. Please say that this liquid lipstick is gonna work nicely with it. It's tiny! Again, like, why are all these products so small? And like, this is a regular Anastasia Beverly Hills standard size liquid lipstick. Compared to this one, it just looks so diddy. 0.11 ounces and 0.15 ounces. So the packaging is deceiving. You actually get more product in here than you do in the Anastasia Beverly Hills one. Interesting. I think it could do with having the handle a bit bigger because like, especially if you've got long nails, I feel like this is just a little bit fiddly. Oh my God, and the doe fit, like it just seems like a mini product. Ooh. It smells kind of like fresh and spa-like and kind of like cucumbers or something. Maybe not cucumbers. What am I thinking of? I feel like if you had any problems with your hands, for example, if you have like arthritis in your hands or something, or any issues with gripping makeup products, this could be a bit of an issue because it's very small, like the actual applicator. I would be fine with this part being small, but there's just not a whole lot to grip onto here. Regardless of that, let's do a little swatch. Okay, so it looks like quite a pinky toned nude. My lips actually feel really dry today. This is very creamy. Okay, so this is just a medium brown sort of colour. I do like the colour. The formula was not dry at all. It didn't drag on my lips. It just kind of glided along. This almost feels like it sets down a little bit. Interesting. Okay, it's blending out definitely, but like it's still leaving behind quite a lot of the product. It almost feels like as soon as I put that on my lips, it started out really creamy and then it kind of dried matte. Okay, maybe the creaminess isn't so much of a bad thing. This actually feels like it's going to last a really long time because it's almost dried down to feel a bit like a liquid lipstick. I quite like the colour of that. I would probably wear that on a regular basis. And let's put the liquid lipstick in the middle. Oh, okay. Quick, try and blend it out. You know what, I am gonna go all the way to the edges with it because it just looks a bit strange. Maybe this would have been better actually if I'd have done the liquid lipstick first and then gone in with the lip liner to try and kind of blend them together a little bit more. When I first put this on, I was quite scared because it looked really pink. Those two colours actually blended together quite nicely and I do quite like the finished colour of this. Although I will say it does feel quite dry, like it's definitely a matte liquid lipstick. And like, for example, on my hand, it dried completely matte. It pretty much like doesn't really budge. So it's one of those liquid lipsticks that is really gonna stick there. It looks nice when I smile and when my lips aren't just resting naturally, but because my lips naturally are quite dry, when I sort of rest them, I feel like they go a little bit wrinkly sort of looking. I like the colours and I like the effect that it gave, and I do actually quite like the lip liner. I don't know about this. I feel like for me it's just a little bit too drying feeling. Not my favourite. And now finally we'll move on to the eyes. So I went for Pearly Shadow Stick in the shade Creature, which is a lovely vibrant blue, which is why I actually put on this blue sweatshirt today because I thought this might match. By the way, this hoodie is from my Skinny Dip collection. I think there's still some sizes left in this. So this is a twist up eye crayon. This is not the type of product that I would usually go with, but they didn't really have a whole lot of options for the eyes. It looks like a nice colour though. I will give it that, but I think this is going to be quite hard to use. Does it have a sharpener on the end? It does. That's really handy. So you can kind of keep it sharp, but because it is such a big chunky pencil, like you're not going to be able to keep this very sharp. For the fluid matte eye paint, I went for the white. And again, this is the exact same size as the liquid lipstick. Let's actually see, does it have the same applicator? No, it doesn't, but it does have a kind of liquid lipstick style applicator. So I thought I would try and use it as a liner, and I thought I would also try and use it as an eye base, because that's what you're supposed to kind of like paint it on your eye. You can paint it in a certain shape, although the applicator isn't really precise, so you'd have to use a brush, or you can like blend it out. It's supposed to be a sort of multi-purpose product. Let's put some on my hand. Okay, it seems really relatively pigmented. Let me just zoom you in again. So the first thing that I'm going to do with this is put it on my eyes as an eye base and blend it out with a brush. See how we go with that, because I think a white eye base would be quite good if you wanted to use pastel colors or something. So we'll see how that kind of works. All right, it definitely shares out. It definitely shears out a lot once you kind of start to blend it with a brush. Yeah, wow, that really kind of blended into my skin. Let's just try using my finger. I think it actually blended out better with my finger than it did with the brush. Let me just put a bit more on this side. Make them sort of even. I know that this looks a bit crazy right now. It feels quite sticky on my eyelids, so I feel like it might make quite a good eye base actually. I'm not really sure what I was trying to do here, to be honest. Have I completely messed this up? I'm just going to take a little bit of bronzer and kind of put that into my crease. Okay, wow, that's really stuck to it. As an eye base, it really feels like that bronzer is sticking to it, which is quite good. Like it feels like quite a nice grippy eyeshadow base, but just by itself, like it still feels quite sticky, even though it's supposed to be matte. And that's blending nicely over the top of it. Basically, I decided that once I'd put that down, I was like, I don't know where I'm going with this. So I'm kind of going to start again, but use this as my base still and just put some bronzer through my crease because there's no other eyeshadows. Okay, so that's the first kind of test. Seemed to work pretty nicely as a base for other eye products. So now that I kind of messed up that first bit, I'm going to go in with the eye crayon, which again says that it's matte. And with this, I'm going to try and do a graphic sort of winged look, but completely filled in. Okay, let's try. This is probably, like, it could go horribly wrong, but I want to try it. Oh, that actually is easier to use than I expected. Let's see if I can use this brush to kind of drag some of that product down onto my lid. Not very easily, to be honest. It seems like the type of product that once you've kind of put it in place, like this one on the side of my hand here, it's not really moving. The thing is, it's a nice colour and like it is quite pigmented, but this is usually like $21, I think. For the price, I just don't really think it's there. Like it really, now that I'm going in with a second layer, it feels almost like sticky and it feels like it's kind of dried. I think if I try and keep going back over the top of this, it's just going to make it worse and like go kind of patchy, because it does really feel like that's now set in place like it did on my hand. Let's just try and sharpen the end of it. Okay, most of that's just smushed into the sharpener and I can't get this super fine point that it had at the start. It's too creamy. The end of it's just kind of smushed and it's not going, like it's smushed into the end of the sharpener and it's not going into a sharp point. Okay, let's try the other eye. They're definitely not perfectly even, and I'm not too sure what I've done here, but I'm just gonna take some of this. Wait, should I even take it onto my lower lash line? Am I gonna regret that? Probably. Let me see if I can now blend it out. Maybe if I actually take some on my brush. You know what? I feel like I didn't even need that on my lower lash line, but I've done it now. I've committed. It's happening. It seems to work better to blend it out if you actually apply it directly onto your brush rather than onto your skin first. Hi, me and editing here. I've only just noticed, like, doing the final edit of this, that it's creased. It's literally creased on my eyelids. I'm just then going to go back in with a bit of the highlighter and put that on my inner corners. So this next step I'm a little bit scared to do, but on the back of my hand I did put some of that white and it sort of feels like it's almost fully dried down. So I'm going to try and use it as a liquid liner, and I'm just going to go around the edges. Thanks. What are you doing, little one? It's Pinky. Hello. Hey. So I'm gonna take this, whatever this is, fluid eye paint, and I'm gonna just put some on the back of my hand. It really reminds me of Tipp-Ex. Did anybody have Tipp-Ex? I think in America they call it whiteout. And this is just a liner. Well, it's technically a nail art brush that I got on eBay. And let's see. It kind of works all right as liner, but I think cake liners are probably a bit easier to use. You know, like the water activated liners, that kind of thing. Oh, this kind of looks like the Rain on Me music video makeup. I've majorly fucked this up. And now it's starting to dry, and it's starting to dry on my brush like a liquid lipstick would. Well, this eye went fine, this eye didn't. I kind of really messed that one up. But then hopefully what I can do is just go back in with a bit of this and tidy it up a little bit. Both of the products have now dried, and applying anything else over the top of them is proving quite difficult. That was really quite a struggle to get the product to work kind of how I wanted it to. They dry very quickly, so just be wary of that. I'm not gonna be jumping to use these again. Like, this is dried completely matte now, which is quite good. Like, nothing's come off here. So it has set fully matte, which is quite good, I guess, but it was just hard to work with. It's hard to blend out. It's hard to actually move about and do anything with. And I think you'd probably only like it if you wanted to do something similar to this, or like just use it as a very simple crayon and paint it on exactly where you need it to go. I'm just gonna do some mascara and stick some lashes on, and then I will be back. You know what, guys, after all of that effort of just doing all of that, I've noticed that it's already started to crack on my eyelids. The white is already starting to get cracks in it. Can you see what I mean? And it just all, like the blue and everything, looks really dry on my eyelid. So this is everything overall. So overall, I do actually think it looks cool. The final look looks cool, but it was just a pain in the ass to get here. And if I'm being completely honest, I think I could get a look just like this using products from, I don't know, NYX, for maybe half the price. I feel kind of bad to say it, like I hate to say it, because I know that Halsey is a human being and she's a person, but I have to be honest and I have to give my honest opinion so that hopefully the brand can like grow and improve, and maybe in future launches make the products a bit better, or like make them a little bit cheaper. I don't know. I was just, for the price that I paid for it, I'm a bit disappointed. My favorite thing that I tested today is definitely the lip liner. I will continue to use this. I'm not sure if I will continue to use the rest of the products. You know what? I might continue to use the eye paint just as a base for my eyeshadows, because the bronzer that I used in my crease did seem to stick to this quite well. If any of you have tried Halsey's makeup brand and have got along with it, or just if you have any feedback from it, please let me know, because I'd love to know how everybody else kind of dealt with this. If you guys would like to ask me any questions down below, feel free, and I might answer it in my next video. But please use the hashtag question of the day, because then I can see it easier in the comments. Somebody's asked if me and James are planning to have a wedding when lockdown is like over. We're not even engaged. I don't think there's going to be a wedding anytime soon. Today's question comes from Mir, M-I-R, and they have said, I can't remember if you've already talked about this, but when did you get your ear piercings and how many do you have in total? Absolutely love the earrings you had here. Thank you. I have spoken about this before, I think on this channel in Q&As and also on my vlog channel, but I have been getting quite a lot of questions about my earrings recently, so I will just very quickly answer them. I got my first like lobe piercings when I was 7. I got my seconds when I think I was maybe 14. I got my thirds when I was like, oh god, I don't even remember, like maybe 17, 18. I got my cartilage done when I was around like 16, 17, 18, can't really remember. And then I got my rook piercing, which is this one in here, which still hasn't fully healed. I think I got it at least 3 years ago, maybe when I was like 20, around that sort of time, maybe I was 19. I can't remember, it was after I'd left school, I got this rook one, and I absolutely love it, but it kind of is fine until I touch it. And then as soon as I sleep funny on it one day, or like I accidentally knock it or something, it then gets a bit like gross. And then in terms of my earrings, people ask me like where I got my little hoop from. I honestly can't even remember. I think just from eBay. And then my hoops that I have here, like my second and third holes, and the ones that I did have in my main holes for ages, it will either have been my earring collabs with Skinny Dip, which were in my main piercing holes, or the rest of my earrings, like these small ones with the little charms on. These are from a brand called New Hoops, which is spelled N-U-E Hoops. And then these ones James got me for my birthday the other week, and these are they're from a brand called Coco Mango Jewelry, I think. But then when I went on the website, they seem to have changed their name. But yeah, that's where these hoops are from. They are called the Ramona 18K Gold Twisted Rope Hoop Earrings. They're not solid gold, they're just gold plated. I hope you guys are all doing good, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!